The drop start is one of the starting techniques that greatly expands the possible launch points for pump foiling. But at first, it's quite intimidating, so in this compilation video, I'm going to show you a bunch of different types of drop starts, starting from the most basic and progressing to the most advanced level. The easiest way to start from a high pier is with a drop start, releasing the board in the air. However, the drop start can be a little intimidating at first, so I think learning this technique from a high pier by starting with the foil in the water is a good intermediate step. 1. Find a gap under the pier to tuck the foil into. 2. Submerge the foil, but no more than 1 centimeter of water above it. 3. Grab the board with your left hand in the middle and with your right hand behind it, slightly off-center to the right. I'm goofy. If you're regular, you should do everything the other way around. 4. Place your left foot, if you're goofy, on the corner of the dock, and your right foot a step back. 5. Lean back slightly to gain momentum. 6. Jump forward, pushing off with your left foot, if you're goofy, and looking at the spot on the board where you usually place your front foot. 7. During the jump, your left hand will release quickly, but your right hand will remain for a few seconds to push the board forward as your body moves forward to complete the jump. 8. Your front foot touches the board first, but remember to use only your back foot for the initial pump. To learn the drop start, I did it in several steps. After learning the start from a high dock with the foil in the water, I moved on to doing something similar but with the foil out of the water. 1. Find a gap under the dock for the foil. 2. Rest the mast on the dock. 3. Place your left foot at the corner of the dock, and your back foot a step back, or the other way around if you're not goofy. 4. Place your left hand in the middle of the board and your right hand behind it, slightly off-center to the right. 5. Lean back to gain momentum, also pulling the board towards you, and look at the board where you usually place your front foot to pump. 6. Lean forward with the board, releasing your left hand first and keeping your right hand on a little longer to push the board at the same speed as your body forward. This point of keeping your hand on is key. Most of the time I fail, it's because I don't push the board hard enough. 7. Keep your eyes on the point on the board where your front foot lands until it touches the board without pressing too hard, and when you place your back foot down, pump, emphasizing the movement of your back foot. Your front foot will touch the board first, but mentally try to place both feet simultaneously to minimize the difference in weight. After learning the basic drop start with the mast resting on the dock, I learned to do it without resting it on the dock. I place my left foot on the corner of the dock and my right foot a step back, the opposite if you're not goofy like me. I rest the left side of the board on my right knee and the right side of the board with my right hand. Keeping my eyes on the point on the board where I place my front foot when pumping, I lean back slightly with the board. Then I push forward, keeping my right hand on the board to propel it forward at the same speed as my body. I land first with my front foot, but without much force, and then follow with my back foot as quickly as possible. I pump quickly, emphasizing the back foot. Continuing my progression with the drop start, I learned to do it sideways. It might even be easier than doing it head-on. What works best for me is launching the foil forward, almost flat. Perhaps entering the water with the front wing a little earlier. This way, the board travels at almost the same speed as me. Drop start holding the board with two hands. My Gong Sirius XXL V2 is quite heavy, so I need a space under the dock, but with lighter foils, it can be done without one. The steps are: 1. Place your back foot on the corner of the dock and your front foot a step back. 2. Hold the board with the foil out of the water, about 10 centimeters is enough. 3. Throw the foil forward almost flat but slightly angled downwards. 4. At the same time as you throw, your body should be moving forward to jump. 5. Look at the spot on the board where you will place your front foot. Drop start holding the board with one hand. The steps to follow are: 1. Hold the board with one hand, roughly where your back foot will go. 2. Place the foot that will be in front of you when you pump on the corner of the dock. 3. Take a step forward to place your back foot on the corner. 4. At the same time, launch the board forward, trying to keep the foil flat with a slight forward tilt. 5. Look at the spot on the board where you will place your front foot. Minitomahawk. This start is by copying the Tomahawk but without putting the board over your head to learn the movement, having the board a little more controlled, and with a single step so as not to improvise. It is easier than it seems. The key is to launch the board well so that the foil touches the water almost flat. Above all, you have to avoid the stab touching the water much before the front wing, as in this case. To do this, we place ourselves a step behind the corner of the dock, putting the rear pumping foot in front. We rest the board on the knee of the one who will be the front foot pumping to concentrate. At the same time, with your hands, start to direct the board forward, first releasing the front hand, and keeping the hand that holds the back of the board to give it the necessary height so that the stab does not touch the water much before the front wing. We will step on the board first with the back foot, and then with the front foot, continuing the steps that began on the dock. After learning the Minitomahawk, I learned the twister since it's very similar. The only difference is how you initially grab the board and your approach to the water. Place the foot that will be behind you when pumping forward, one step behind the edge of the dock. When moving forward, take that single step. Launch the board into the water, trying to get the foil to land almost flat, or at least to ensure the stab doesn't land much before the front wing. Jump onto the board, continuing the steps you started on the dock. After learning the Minitomahawk, it was time to learn the Tomahawk. It's practically the same, but this time it works better for me starting one step further back. So I position myself at the corner and take 3 steps back, ending up in front with the foot I use for the pump. I lift the board onto my hull, holding it with my right hand behind me and my left hand on the side, just like in the other drop start variations. To initiate, I take 2 steps forward while gently lowering the board. After the first step, the body and board position is almost the same as at the start of the Minitomahawk. So we finish the same way, with one more step at the edge of the dock and another step, as if continuing along the dock, to place my back foot on the board. If the board has launched correctly, as in other drop start variations, slightly forward and with the flat foil touching the water, or with the front wing touching the water slightly before the stab, everything will be fine with a normal pump. Start from a vertical ladder. Hold the board by one side so it points slightly downwards. Place your back foot on the front of the ladder and your front foot on the back of the ladder as far back as possible. Lean your body back slightly to increase momentum. Begin by pushing the board forward, then backward for the final forward push. Throw the board so the foil lands almost flat but slightly tilted forward. Simultaneously, as in a drop start, throw your body forward, landing first on your front leg. Once you've learned the drop start, the launch points are endless. You just need somewhere to place your foot to propel yourself forward with a height above the water of approximately the length of the mast. I'll leave a YouTube playlist in the comments with a bunch of drop starts from different locations.